Meditation can be interrupted in the short term or in the long term, meaning when we sit in meditation for the day or in blocks of months that we spend not meditating, we get out of meditation. Why does this happen? Well, in this video, I want to cover precisely what are the common hindrances that take us away from meditation, whether that be in the moment or through our long period of meditation, where we usually find that I've been meditating for a couple of months, but yeah, it's been a while since I did. What took you out of meditation? Why haven't you continued to meditate as a form simply like you brush your teeth, right? I'm assuming that you brush your teeth every day, and I hope you do. So what is the discipline that creates that you brush your teeth that doesn't apply to meditation? Well, in this discipline meditation, when we begin to sit with ourselves constantly and we begin to understand better what are we doing when we meditate, we're going to find hindrances. So I want to talk about some of them here, sort of summarize these obstacles that we find that take us away, that interrupt our meditation. Again, in the short term, it could be when we sit for the day and we're supposed to sit for 20 minutes and suddenly we find ourselves saying, I can't meditate today, right? Or in the long term, that you've been disciplined meditating every day for 3 months, 2 months, weeks, whatever the time is, and then you stop for some reason. So what is causing it? I'm going to mention a few, but I want you to first understand that there is an inherent part in the mind that we are associating ourselves to be, and that's what really takes us out of meditation. Okay? So I'm going to emphasize that. These hindrances are only empowered by the idea that we are this thing in the mind, which we call the separate self or the ego. Okay, and I'll explain how that pans out. What are the hallmarks of the ego or separate self? If not, I like, I don't like. Right? I want, I don't want. That is what the basic duality of the separate self is, and is fed by these two. Now, obviously, when we begin to meditate, or even when we haven't disciplined meditated for a long time, we begin to find that this separate self is all we really know about ourselves, right? The only thing we know about ourselves is that, well, I'm just this collection of preferences, right? Like and dislike, that's a preference. I like this, I don't like that. What I am is a collection of preferences and definitions, okay? So we're going to dismantle this. Actually, meditation is about dismantling this. It stands to reason that when we begin to meditate, then those beliefs are going to arise in us because that's our identity. That's what keeps us feeling that we are something. So what I'm trying to say is that it's totally normal that we feel these hindrances, that we find these obstacles in meditation, because what they're telling us is the truth about who we think we are. I'll repeat that. What we find is the truth about what we think we are. In other words, what I think I am is based on this truth, which is a belief, right? And we're going to dismantle that. Now, there are a couple of ways that we will feel this in our mind, in our body. And I'm just going to quickly go through this so you can relate to it. The first one of the mind is that you want to do things. You may want to entertain yourself, find something fun, something that distracts you, and it takes you out of meditation. Again, you can see how this can happen in the moment, or through time, you would rather spend your time doing other things, right? Things that you desire, things that you enjoy doing. You'd rather do that than meditate. So you have to become aware of that. I'm not saying that you don't do these things, but rather to become aware that what takes you out of meditation is because you want to do other things, okay? And that's it. It's totally normal, no problem. We know that this is going to happen. I'd rather do this than sit in silence. And that could be anything, okay? There's a preference there. I would rather do this. Mentally, takes us out of meditation. In the short term is the next activity that we want to do. In the long term is I'll continue to do this and not spend time strengthening my presence and my silence and my stillness. The next obstacle is kind of the opposite of the other or the first one, right? It is, I don't want to face this, which is present in the moment, right? We sit in meditation and there are some thoughts, some emotions, some feelings, some memories, things that we don't want to deal with. So we're kind of seeing the opposite. I don't like this, so I'd rather not meditate. This is not a good day for meditation. Actually, this was a bad meditation. See, I wanted to see also how this begins to arise. Good meditation, bad meditation. To cover the first one, back again, you're going to also find that because the natural effect of meditation is to feel this relaxation, there may be some, I call it fireworks, mental fireworks, that sometimes just light up as experiences, insights, visions, blissful states of the mind, all of that. And we're going to say, what a good meditation that was. Right, now we're going to be seeking, I'm talking about the first obstacle here. Instead of seeking to do something out as an activity, you want to do it in your mind. You want to seek those experiences. Great, I want to do that. But you don't find them because you don't find these blissful experiences at will. They happen simply as a function of relaxing the mind. So I call them mental fireworks because they kind of just ignite out of their own, and we experience them. That's awesome, but we're not seeking them. When we begin to seek them, when we begin to associate good meditation with that, then we're going to feel disappointed, right? And so that takes us out of meditation, again, in the long term especially. And again, to cover the opposite, which is the aversion of the moment, there are things that I don't want to face, I don't want to feel these emotions. See, there's a sort of I don't like. And that's also another part of our meditation that takes us away. Now, there are physical counterparts to all of these, right? First one, which we would call it simply restlessness. We want to do things. Rather, I have to go out, I need to do this, I have activities to do, I'm wasting my time here. I need to go do something. And it's not necessarily entertaining, but there are things I have to take care of. I have to watch the kids, I need to do this online, I need to go to this place, and I should be doing this, I should cook, I should take care of the kitchen, whatever it is. And all these things are taking us out. Obviously, I'm not saying don't do any of these things. Just know that your mind is too occupied with that and that you are, again, identified with that preference that you have to do. So bear in mind, I'm saying it's not that we want to avoid doing these things, but we just want to become aware of what is it that my mind is preferring or not wanting. The counterparts of aversion in the mind here in the body is now lethargy, right? Feeling lethargic, as feeling maybe sleepy, haziness, mental fogginess. There's just this feeling of the body wants to just rather be comfortable than this comfortable sitting in stillness. Notice that this is okay. All of us experience this. So it's normal that this is happening. It's the first thing I want to tell you. So that's another way that now the body is kind of saying, I don't want this. I'd rather be more comfortable. It's painful. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't want it. So there are many ways that we can assess what's going on in these aversions or desires of the mind and the body. But we just want to become aware of what are they. We all have particular things in mind and body. The last one that we begin to feel that normally I find that is what feeds off of the others is a sort of distrust on our practice, on the teaching, but primarily about ourselves in meditation. A distrust that shows up as, you know what, maybe this is not the right thing. Maybe I should look for another meditation practice or technique or modality maybe I should stop meditating altogether because I've never been good. I always do it for 3 months and then 4 months, no. And then I feel the urge, the emotions arise and I need to meditate again. So you begin to nourish a sort of distrust in meditation. And here's where we want to really find the faith in what is it that fully keeps us engaging with this path, this inner path. We have a trust, a faith in something that goes beyond meditation, concepts, videos like this, or books, or anything. What is that? That's what's going to bring us back, and always brings us back to this inner work, right? But I want you to be aware that all of these sensations are what bring this sensation of bad meditation, good meditation. Here, we don't care about that. We don't have a particular meditation that is good and one that is bad, and we don't categorize meditation here. Sessions, I mean, when we're sitting. We're simply aware of that which is, because what we are is the awareness of the experience. Now, I want to explain why this is happening and why it's actually okay and good that it's happening. It's actually great that this is happening. It means that meditation is working. So instead of feeling that we are discouraged by these things happening, we're going to be encouraged by knowing that these things are supposed to happen. Here is the golden nugget of this video. You see, these things happen because our conditioned mind, the thought patterns of the self-structure that we think we are, right? Initially, I said that it's this idea that I am the one that has the preferences. That one is being revealed. And as it is revealed, it's going to show up. Obviously, we're going to catch it red-handed. Yes? And both hands are I like, I don't like. So we're beginning to reveal the self-structure of the separate self as I like, I don't like. Now, are we going to battle this or not? Because if we see a shadow, we don't battle it, we don't hit it with a stick. You simply shine light on the shadow and then you reveal what's in there. What you find is not a separate self, but actually preferences, conditioned patterns that create this, oh, I like this, I don't like this. So that is what creates the self-structure or the ego, okay? You see why this is important that is happening? Because within these categories of obstacles, hindrances, if you will, of meditation, you are revealing that which makes up the separate self in you. Fantastic. Because all we're doing is by shining awareness to this, by becoming aware of this, the old patterns are going to be revealed, and now instead of flying away, they're being integrated. Okay? We're not getting rid of thought patterns. We're integrating them. We're understanding them as saying, oh, those are preferences that the body and the mind has. It likes, it dislikes. But it doesn't take me out of meditation because meditation is actually becoming aware of those. In other words, the fact that you sit and find these hindrances are actually the whole meaning of meditation, is for you to sit with them. And instead of saying, I'm not good at meditation because these are happening, you actually say, this is the whole purpose of meditation, to become aware of these thought patterns. Yes, one thing that I'll say is that I don't want you to become a hunter of hindrances and obstacles. Like you're going to sit there and just, oh, there it is. There's the other one. What I want you to do is just simply relax in that these may arise. There will be times, and yes, sure, here in this particular path, we are interested in awareness of awareness, which means no thought, no emotion, nothing. The pure awareness that we are. And that may shine sometimes. We're not seeking to stay there. We are seeking it so we can realize that what we are is that awareness of the experience. But we don't depend on the experience itself. So guess what? Sometimes there may be blank moments. That's okay. Because that's revealing, okay, I know that that's what I am. You're knowing yourself as nothing in particular, no objective self. And then there are moments, big moments at the beginning, where we find cell structure, right? So instead of feeling like, I'm falling into the cell structure, no, I'm beginning to know my cell structure, right? The shadow of the self. That's okay. We're not battling it, we're integrating it through understanding. So this summarizes the whole package of obstacles in meditation, and it gives you the encouragement that you should actually be okay with all of them. You should be sitting with them every day as they arise. Again, don't seek them. We're not seeking anything in meditation. All this video was to make you aware that everybody experiences this. Jesus, Buddha, Ramana Maharshi, Bodhidharma, all of them experience this because everybody is a body-mind that created preferences, and we all have to just purify those preferences from identity. They can remain there, they're just not me. They're just there. And it's okay for them to be there. It's just that I'm taking away identity. I'm not that. And that's it. So what I want you to do is to be sitting with this understanding and know that 1, it's okay. 2, it actually means that meditation is doing, I hesitate to say that it's working, but meditation is happening because these are present. And if there are moments when they're not present, which they begin to be more and more, the more we sit, the more we begin to see greater glimpses into our true nature, which is pure awareness. And that's okay too. We're not seeking that, we're not seeking the other. We just know that these are the two things that we're going to see, right? Conditioned thought patterns, which are a lot of them, and then gaps in between those, which is pure presence. Realize that you're the pure presence and that experience comes as thought patterns. Not a problem that they're there. We're just taking away identity. That's it. I'm not that. I'm not defined by those preferences. I am the awareness of the experience. That's it. If you have any questions, if you want to deepen this practice and you want to understand more how this can be part of your life, then definitely go to the description where I have links. Not only can you join my free community, and there are some more videos there that I go specific into how to establish this practice, but also if you want to book a call with me, a one-on-one, so we can discuss where you feel you're at in your inner path, you can do that also in the description with just one click. I hope this is helpful. I hope to see you in the community, hopefully in a call one-on-one. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a peaceful sitting in stillness and quiet.